In today's lecture, we are going to discuss azeotrophs, which are also known as constant boiling mixtures. Constant boiling mixture. So, this term suggests that this mixture will boil at a constant temperature. Now, mixture consists of two or more than two components. So, actually, in our chapter, we are concerned with binary mixture. And binary mixture is a mixture which will consist of only two components. Binary mixture, or basically we can call it a solution, since this chapter is concerned with solution. So it will consist of two components, solute and solvent. As we already know that solution consists of two components. So these are actually solution which boils at a constant temperature. But how is it possible? For example, if I am taking HNO3 as solute and H2O as solvent, we know that boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius and that of nitric acid is approximately 86 degrees Celsius. In some books it is given as 83, 84, 85, 86. So I am taking it as 86 degree Celsius. So boiling point of solute is 86 and boiling point of solvent is 100 degrees Celsius. So when we will mix these two, we will get a solution. And when I will heat this solution, it is expected that first nitric acid will get boiled because its boiling point is only 86 degrees Celsius. So when you will start heating, first this temperature will reach, and on heating nitric acid molecules HNO3 will get evaporated, and we can collect it, and again on condensing we will get HNO3. So it is expected that we can separate this solution or we can separate the constituent of this solution, but it is possible only up to a fixed concentration, and that concentration is 68%. What is meant by this? When you will start heating, nitric acid will keep on evaporating. When in the solution 68% nitric acid will left and 32% water will left, then what will happen? Then both these components will start boiling. These will start boiling at the same time, and in vapor phase we will have the constituent particles of both HNO3 as well as H2O at this concentration, at 68%. Only at this concentration we will see that both water and nitric acid will start boiling. At this concentration, it has been found that the temperature at which these two components start boiling is 120 degree Celsius, and this temperature neither belongs to nitric acid nor to water. It is a very different temperature, but one thing is clear: this temperature is greater than the temperature of both nitric acid and water. So this solution will now start boiling at 120 degrees Celsius, and now composition of vapor phase and composition of liquid phase will be equal. What is meant by this? It is like mole fraction of water, X means mole fraction in liquid phase will be equal to mole fraction of water, will be equal to mole fraction of water in vapor phase. And we know that mole fraction in vapor phase is represented by Y and mole fraction of liquid phase is represented by X. So at this concentration, at 68% concentration nitric acid and 32% water, we will find that mole fraction of water in liquid phase will be just equal to the mole fraction of water in vapor phase. Similarly, mole fraction of nitric acid HNO3 in liquid phase will be just equal to the mole fraction of the same nitric acid in vapor phase. So this is the main condition for a solution to be azeotrope, and when this condition reached, we cannot separate the particles, or we cannot separate nitric acid and water by fractional distillation or by heating. But a fractional distillation, we can't separate azeotrope. Because fractional distillation method requires a condition that mole fraction of substance in liquid phase should not be equal to mole fraction of that substance in vapor phase. Similarly, mole fraction of nitric acid should not be equal to mole fraction of nitric acid in vapor phase. If this is the condition, then fractional distillation method can be used. Fractional distillation method can be used to separate components. This is not important for board exam point of view, but very important for competitive exams. In competitive exams, it may be asked the condition that is required for fractional distillation, and the condition is mole fraction of component in liquid phase should not be equal to mole fraction of that component in vapor phase, or their composition should not be same in both the phases, liquid phase and vapor phase. So in NEET and IIT, this is important. Now we are going to classify azeotropes. So first we are defining azeotropes. How we will define azeotropes? So these are constant boiling mixtures. Constant boiling mixture means they will boil at a constant temperature and has same composition in liquid phase as well as in vapor phase. And one more thing, these cannot be separated by fractional distillation method. Okay, now azeotrophs are of two types. Azeotrophs are of two types. This is very important for board exam. Two types of azeotrophs are: first, maximum boiling azeotrophs, and second one is minimum boiling azeotrophs. So first we are taking maximum boiling azeotrophs. Maximum boiling azeotrophs. These are those solutions which exhibit large negative deviation from Raoult's law. So this solution will show a large negative deviation. So solutions showing large negative deviations will be example of maximum boiling azeotroph. Why we are calling maximum boiling azeotroph? For this we are taking an example, the same example that we have taken before. 68% HNO3 solution. 68% HNO3 solution means 68% HNO3, then 32% there will be water. So this solution is an example of maximum boiling azeotroph. Why we are calling it maximum boiling azeotroph? First, it exhibits negative deviation from Raoult's law. The overall pressure of this solution is less than the partial pressure of HNO3 and H2O. And second thing, why it is maximum boiling? For this we have to look the boiling point of HNO3, that is 86 degrees Celsius, and for water we all know it is 100 degrees Celsius. But this mixture means 68% nitric acid and 32% water, it boils at a temperature of 120 degrees Celsius. Now we can see the temperature. This temperature at which this solution is boiling is greater than the boiling point of either component, whether we can see HNO3 or H2O. Boiling point of HNO3 is only 86, water only 100 degree, but the solution boiling point is 120 degree Celsius. So this will be known as maximum boiling azeotroph. Similarly, we have minimum boiling azeotrophs. Minimum boiling azeotrophs. This will be reversed to that of maximum. In this case, those solutions which exhibit large positive deviation from Raoult's law. Will act as minimum boiling azeotrophs. minimum boiling azeotrophs. Now why we are calling these minimum boiling azeotrophs? Again, we are taking example of 96% or 95%. In some books it is written as 95, in some it is written as 96. So I am taking 95%. 95% ethanol. So we can understand that 95% ethanol means 5% water. So 95% ethanol and 5% water. This is an example of minimum boiling azeotrope. Why minimum boiling azeotrope? Boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius and that of ethanol, pure ethanol, this boiling point is 78.5 degrees Celsius. But the mixture of this 95% ethanol and 5% water, it boils at 78.2 degrees Celsius. So this temperature 78.2 is less than that of ethanol as well as that of water. So if the solution boils at a temperature lesser than the boiling point of both the components, in that case the azeotropic mixture will be minimum boiling azeotrope, and if it is boiling at a temperature greater than the boiling point of both the components, it will be an example of maximum boiling azeotropes. So this is all about azeotropic mixtures. In next lecture we will discuss numericals related with Raoult's law, and further we will start colligative properties. Please like and subscribe this channel if you found it useful. Thank you.